Welcome to Fox News Live. I'm Anita Vogel in New York. A standoff over the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is reversing course on opening the strait. Tehran says it's closed until the U.S. lifts its blockade on ships entering or exiting Iranian ports. Iran is also threatening to open fire on ships approaching the strait. President Trump says the blockade will remain until Iran reaches a peace deal with the U.S. A ceasefire deal is set to expire in the coming days. President Trump says negotiations are progressing. Iran is also reviewing new proposals from the U.S. aimed at ending the war, which is approaching its 8th week. Tehran claims peace negotiators in Pakistan are working to coordinate a second round of direct peace talks. Meanwhile, Iran reportedly opened fire in the Gulf Saturday. The U.K. says a ship container was hit by an unknown projectile in the Strait of Hormuz. I'm Anita Vogel. Now back to Life, Liberty, and Levin.
Welcome back, America. In Israel, and you can read the Jerusalem Post or watch various channels and so forth, the people there are tired of running to bomb shelters. They're tired of fighting the same battles. And they're saying, as is the prime minister and his cabinet, now's the time to finish these guys off. The international community keeps telling them stop, pull back, off-ramp, and so forth and so on. So I ask you, Robert, why don't we let them finish off Hezbollah?
You're absolutely right, Mark. Look, and if I lived within rocket range of both Iran or Hezbollah in Lebanon, I'd be advocating for the same, and I do, as you do. And I think that's the right answer. The only thing I can conclude is that this ceasefire, both with Beirut and with Tehran, while negotiations continue, only serves to demonstrate the insincerity of the parties in question and the inability of either to exercise effective command and control, whether it's the government of Lebanon or it's the government of Tehran or whether, frankly, it's Hezbollah. None of them are in charge. And in the end of the day, I think all this does to do is serve to eliminate any argument that remains that the job shouldn't be finished. I can only hope that this will be proved demonstrably very quickly, and in both theaters, the job will be finished. And I believe that that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, I do, too, in the end. These terrorists and their regime are weaker than they've ever been. They've never been this weak. Hezbollah's on its back. Iran's on its back. President of the United States deserves all the credit in the world. The United States military as well, with our allies as the head of the Joint Chiefs, as the Secretary of War have also pointed out, and the President. Israel's been an unbelievable ally, and the Arabs have been very good about this, too. So I just think these particular terrorist movements and so forth, if they can be finally extinguished, you would have a tremendous opportunity to change the Middle East completely, to keep the Chinese and the Russians out of there forever, or at least for a very, very long time. What do you think of that?
I think you're 100% right. The strategic picture that's missing from this is the reason that the United States is involved and still continues to care. And there are two. First is that as the source of the global energy, it places a brake on Russia's access to export revenue and stems their aggression. At the same time, it also fuels Chinese aggression because they're completely dependent upon the region's resources. The president's bold action in Venezuela and Iran served to exert U.S. control over the energy markets and served to constrain both of our principal adversaries. They also sent an unmistakable signal that the United States, everyone knows, is capable, but now, to your earlier points, is perfectly willing to use force to assert our interests, defend our own and our partners and allies. And what this does is also contrast with Russia and China, who have not come to the aid or assistance of either Venezuela or Iran. And so the president is operating at 4 dimensions and succeeding in all. And I think that deserves mention. And I think he deserves, as you said, all the credit for doing so.
You know, Robert, as you speak and I'm listening and I'm thinking about that region of the world and the impact it has on China and Russia and all this is absolute genius. What the president has done here with Iran, what he's doing with other parts of the Middle East, what he's done with Venezuela, what he's doing with Panama, what he's talking about Greenland and all the rest of it. It's absolute genius. He's like countering these enemies and adversaries in every part of the world, no?
It's 100% right, and I think is underappreciated. And at the end of the day, it's not just his statements. Of course, he's acting accordingly. And at the end of the day, when the dust settles, we'll no longer be pursuing endless wars in the Middle East because the principal threat that has required, on average, 29,500 U.S. service members since 1950, and I know because I've been a part of that for most of my adult life, will no longer be required because Israel and our partners and allies will be able to address the threat in the region, and we'll be able to focus time and attention on those threats that extend beyond it, and doing so from a position advantage. And you're exactly right. It's genius on the security and the economic side on the behalf of the president that's enabled this to happen. And the benefit to the American people will be evident because we'll no longer be suffering the fluctuations and control our adversaries have exerted over the global economy and our own.
I think there's much to be proud of here. And then you have the Democrats talking about impeaching the Secretary of War. If they take the House, they want to impeach the President of the United States. They are a disaster. That's all they've got. They've got nothing else to run on. That's all they've got. And it's really, it's appalling in the middle of a war to hear what they say and what they do. In any event, Robert Greenway, thank you very much. And God bless you, my friend.
My pleasure. Thank you. God bless you, Mark.
You're a good man. We'll be right back.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.